everyone. Welcome to Snatch Chat, where I'm here to help you lose fat, but not your mind. I am Tiffany, certified personal trainer, certified nutrition specialist, and your body snatcher. So today we will be talking about interval training, and more specifically, why it is so much better than steady state cardio. And I will say, I do know that we are in a very interesting time where we're in quarantine and the coronavirus scare is going, and we usually associate steady state cardio and cardio in general with gym machines and things like that. But a couple things. First, we will have access to those machines again, so this does apply to that. But there are also ways you can do it at home, and at the end of this video, after I get through the 3 points, I will give a couple of tips about how to implement interval training at home as well. So make sure to stay tuned for that. But before we get into that, I do want to say, if you're finding any of the information, helpful, or you like any of the videos or anything like that, definitely subscribe to the channel. I will be putting out regular content all the time about all these topics that you really care about. Also, be sure to comment and let me know anything in particular that you want me to address. And then also, more importantly, make sure to go down to the description and get the 3 free workouts that I have put together for you. Okay, so that is my little mini spiel. I also will just say, as a reminder, this is a chat, so be very casual. I have my points in front of me. I am going to be looking at the board a couple times. So this is supposed to be casual. Please be easy. It's not going to be super edited or anything like that. And I'll just have to say that a few times before people kind of get the point that is how it's going to be, at least for now. Okay, so now that all of that is out the way, I want to get into why interval training is so much better than steady state cardio. So first, let's just talk about how they're different. So when you think about cardio, most people think about, running on the treadmill or running outside, things like that. And a lot of times people stay the same pace. So that could be walking, around the block, doing, 4.0 miles per hour on the treadmill, anything like that. Even the Stairmaster, doing a certain pace. Interval training, on the other hand, is when you're actually raising your heart rate, bringing it back down, raising your heart rate, bringing it back down. And you're doing that frequently and throughout the whole workout. Okay, so I'm going to go through 3 reasons why you should really consider getting rid of steady state cardio altogether, in my personal opinion. Well, actually, it's not just personal opinions, it's also just, effectiveness. And I'm going to go through 3 reasons why that is the case. Okay, so the very first one is you will increase your endurance and your strength. Okay, so by definition, when you're doing interval training, what you're doing is you are working harder, okay? You're working harder in a shorter amount of time, but you are working harder. So what that means is that you are making your muscles more efficient, because if you're doing more work, so say you're used to doing, 4.0 on the treadmill all the time, and you decide, okay, I'm going to do 4.0, but every 2 minutes, I'm going to go up to 5, and then I'm going to come back down. Automatically, you're doing more effort, right? So that means that your muscles are being trained to be able to handle more. And that's where endurance comes from. That's how anyone who is going to train for a marathon would learn. You just get better every time. You add a little every time. And you can do that with different factors, but the main point of this point is that you are automatically making your muscles more efficient. So if you're making your muscles more efficient, what does that mean? It means that you are making your muscles more efficient for other workouts, not just for your endurance and your running. So if your muscles are more efficient, that means your strength training is going to be better as well. You're going to probably be able to lift heavier faster, which means your metabolism will be affected, which means you will lose fat faster. So it's all a way of burning fat faster. And that's what we're all trying to do. Okay? So that's the first point, endurance and strength. Okay? Then number two is, I think, a good enough reason more than anything else is that it is fun and it is not boring. So a lot of people complain about cardio being boring, and it's really easy to just stop. I particularly believe this with cardio machines, because when you get on the treadmill and you say I'm going to do 30 minutes, it's really easy at 15, 20 to say I don't want to do that, right? But if you can commit to 30 minutes and do interval training, there is a higher chance you will stick to it because the time will not feel the same. If you are doing the same pace for 15, 20 minutes, it's going to feel monotonous, you're redundant, and you're going to be bored. Music too. Even if you have your music, you know that you're going the same pace for 20 to 30 minutes. However, if you're doing, say, 4, 5, 4, 5, then you say, okay, I'm going to go up to 6 every third time. A lot of the time invested is on making sure you're hitting the intervals, and what you find is you're looking at the time in 2 to 3 minute intervals instead of looking at, oh, I have to finish this whole 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, so that is a big psychological and mental help that interval training does lend. Also, you can alter in many ways. So if you're just doing steady state, you're definitely just doing it the whole 20 minutes. But if you are doing interval training, you can change things as you go. You can change the time. You can say, today I'm going to do 3 minutes instead of 2, or, I'm going to flip it. You can even say, I'm going to flip it. So I'm going to run for a minute and I'm going to, just walk for 30 if you want to do a bigger intensity. So you can kind of pick your intensity levels, and you can even change the exercises, right? So in the home example, HIIT training, right? High intensity interval training. That is interval training. You can do burpees. You can do jumping jacks. You can do all kinds of different mountain climbers, all different modes of interval training, and it keeps it fun, right? Because you're actually changing it up. So that would be, in my opinion, like I said before, one of the best reasons is that it makes working out a lot more fun. And if you're not one of those people that loves working out naturally, that is clearly an advantage, right? You don't want to feel like it is monotonous, okay? So that is point number 2. Number 3, last but not least, is that you actually save time. That is that is probably, out of this whole list, the one that is most advantage to people, because everyone uses the excuse of time. Other than motivation, it is the number one reason people say that they can't work out is that they don't have enough time. So with interval training, what you are doing is you are burning the same amount of calories in a shorter time than you would with steady state cardio. And what I mean by this is, if you're doing 20 minutes of the same pace, say 4 is your comfort zone, okay? You're going to burn a certain amount of calories in that 20 minutes. However, if you take the same 20 minutes and you do 2 minutes of 4 and a minute of 5, or even 30 seconds of 5, or whatever you want, you are clearly going to burn more calories. So what that means is you are increasing your calorie burn in a faster time. And furthermore, that means that you could do a shorter workout and burn the same calories as the 20 minutes. So, if it takes you, let's just use an example. If it's like 200 calories you burn in the 20 minutes, let's just say maybe you could burn that 200 calories in like 15 or 12 minutes. So you're actually saving time by not having to do the whole workout. So that would be, in my opinion, one of the most important factors. And it's one of the things that people often talk about when they talk about HIIT training, is that you can get in shape really fast. Okay, so that is point number 3. And that's it. I got through them really fast. So my main goal is to try to get these done 10 to 15 minutes. Last 2 times it was 18 minutes a piece. So I was like, okay, that's a little long because I have the habit of gabbing, which I'm doing right now. But anyway, so I'm really happy I got through those. But I do want to talk about home cardio and interval training. Okay, so interval training is always associated with just regular HIIT routines. So the jumping jacks, the, mountain climbers, all that stuff I said before. But you can do it on your own in several ways. So I'm going to share just 2 tactics you can use. They're not like revolutionary or anything, but they are very simple things you can do that will make a difference, okay? So the very first one is the obvious, which is you can just add them on to your strength training, okay? So when you are doing a routine, if it's one that you're actually following or whatever. So for example, I make all of my routines are strength training with interval training. So I have a strength training and HIIT combo method to my workouts. Okay, so that's the format I'm going through. But some people use all HIIT and some people just do all strength, and you'll hear different ones. So if you happen to not have a routine that already implements it, you can add it yourself. So you can actually break up your workouts and decide an interval you're going to do. So say the workout plan has 8 exercises in a row. Maybe after every 2, if you want to make it a really high intensity HIIT routine, you can say I'm going to do 30 seconds or a minute of this. You can do some jumping jacks or some mountain climbers or whatever. Do the next 2 exercises, do another 30 seconds to a minute, do the next 2, and just continue and do that the whole time. If you want to go to a lesser intensity, you could just add the interval at the very end and say I'm going to do like 1 or 2 minutes of this. That's just an easy way to just tack it on. It's a good way to get some cardio in without having to commit to cardio. That being said, I do recommend that you do cardio on its own, like completely separate it as well, because it's just a great way to make sure that you're hitting your calorie goals. Okay? That being said, my second method is one that I use myself, and I do it often actually, and I just call it home cardio, and I base it around my music. Okay, so what I do is I will pick 3 songs, 3 to 5 songs, depending on how long I want it to be. So your average song is going to be 3 to 5 minutes. And what I do is I use the lyrics of the song, okay, to determine if I'm going to do the high intensity or the low, and then I do the opposite for the chorus. So say, it's a song, they're singing or they're rapping, the first minute and a half, I might jog. Okay, this is what I usually do. I'll jog, and then when the chorus comes on, I will just stand in place, and I'll walk in place. So basically I'm taking my heart rate really high with the running, and then I'll bring it back down for the 30 seconds. Usually a chorus is about 30 seconds. And then once they start doing the lyrics again, I'll run. And then I'll come back. And I basically just do it for 3 songs. And the reason I love this method is that you're getting to listen to music, which is naturally a happy place, right? That's what you do when you're on a treadmill, usually. Most people will listen to music or when they're working out. So if you can actually, use your music to push the kind of routine that you have, it's a really, really enjoyable experience. And what that also does is you're not going to really listen to the same 3 songs, and there will never be the same 3 combinations, right? So that means you will always have a different workout each time, which is a really great way to prevent plateau. so that you're not doing the same thing over and over. So it's a really good tactic, and you can flip it as well. So some people, or sometimes if I have a light home cardio day, I will use the longer time to just do the walking or the dance. Sometimes I just dance. I'll dance during the low intensity, and then I'll use the actual chorus to do the run. So that'll just be 30 seconds of the running, and you can do that in running in place, or you can do, just a run around the house or however much space you have, or you don't have to do running at all. You can decide to dance and then do 30 during the chorus. You can do burpees, or you can do jumping jacks, or you can do whatever you want. That's what makes it so good, is that you can just decide at that time, this is the workout I'm going to do today. I'm going to do some dancing in place, and I'm going to do some mountain climbers every chorus. And you do that for 3 songs, you're automatically looking at a 10 to 15 minute block on its own, and then you can do that a few times a day. Or if you want to go for it, you can do up to like 7 or 8 songs and just get, as much time as you want for your cardio. So those are my 2 methods, just adding to strength training and doing home music cardio as the methods for your interval training at home. Okay, so those are all the points for the day. I got through it pretty fast. So just to recap, the 3 reasons that steady state is better is for endurance and strength, which makes you more efficient in all your working out and your calorie burn altogether. 2 was that it's fun and not boring, that it keeps you interested and you don't get completely, tired of the same old for 20 minutes. And then the 3rd one is that you actually save time because you're burning the same amount of calories in a shorter time. Okay, so those were the 3 points, and then I just told you about the 2 cardio methods at home. Okay, so with all that, I do encourage you as an action to start doing some home cardio if you are not able to do your gym routines right now, which most people cannot. So try the music tactic. I think that you will find it very enjoyable. Because everyone loves their music and it's just a good way to stay engaged. So that is the main action I'm going to give for this one, is to try the music cardio and try to do it a few times a week. You have to do cardio. Well, most people have to do cardio to lose weight. Okay, you need to be doing strength training and cardio. Both are needed. So start doing home cardio. Okay, other than that, just make sure you get the workouts that I put down. That's a great way because that's interval training in itself. So you have 3 workouts down below in that little link that will take you to a routine you can do with me for free. And it has interval training in it already. You're going to sweat and you're going to feel that burn, okay? You will know exactly what I'm talking about when I say the strength training one. So do some home cardio on your own and then commit to the 3 workouts that I have linked for you in the bio. Okay, in the description. I have to get used to my YouTube lingo. Okay, the description, not the bio. Okay, this is not Instagram. I'm teetering. I'm trying. Okay, and then last but not least, please subscribe. I would love for you to do that. Make sure you like the video. Push the little like button if you like it. I'm just trying to get a feel for what people are liking with the channel. Very new. Just trying to keep it popping and keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? So definitely comment. Let me know anything that you feel. Any, suggestions on topics. Anything relating to this topic, and if you are going to try the actual home cardio method, and let me know how it goes if you do it. Okay, so that's it. Until next time, take care of yourself, eat well, exercise, all that good stuff, and I will see you next time.